Hi guys, this is Ari. I am back, not with another review. I am back to actually kind of talk about 4 books I have already reviewed, but I did not mention these things. So before I could jump into that, I'm sorry I missed last week. I had COVID. I'm kind of still suffering with the remnants of it a little bit, so my voice is going to probably crack every now and again. So please forgive me about that. So I'm just going to jump right into it. There are the 4 books I'm going to talk about. 2 of them are by Judith McNaught and 2 of them are by Sandra Kitt. So there are things that happen in these books that I didn't mention, and they're very specific, unique things that are very powerful things. Now, in Whitney, My Love, I never mentioned that she was raped in this book. And I don't know if that's even discussed. It's a romance book, and someone was raped in a romance book. And even though they glossed over it, they made it seem something light. That's exactly what it was. So that was one thing. And then in Paradise, which is the other book by Judith McNaught, the main character's father was very racist, something they didn't mention. They just kind of talked about this and talked about that, but they kind of glossed over it. So, very racist. And then it's just also the way he loved his daughter with conditions. And that's an issue all on its own. So then in 2 of Sandra Kitt's books, her books are, most of her books I've read involved interracial relationships. So in Between Friends, the main characters, there's a couple of them, but the main characters are Dallas and Valerie. Now I'm going to mention their race only for the purpose of the book. So Dallas is black, Valerie is white, and they've been knowing each other since they were children. There was an incident that happened when she was younger, that involved Alex. Now, she never told Valerie about this. Now they're older, they're all meeting together at this funeral. Alex so happens show up at the funeral, and Valerie is blocking Dallas from talking to Alex, mainly because Alex is white and Dallas is black. And I say all this to say that she's been doing this since they were children. So whenever somebody who was a different race would talk to her or approach her, she would kind of block that situation, basically making decisions for her. Now that I said that, now I can talk about The Color of Love, which FYI happens to be my favorite. And I say this, and I don't know why, because every book I feel like I pick up is one of my favorites. Anyway, so Color of Love, they have Leah and her sister, but Leah meets this man, Jason. And Leah is black and Jason is white. And her sister is totally against her being in this relationship, which is odd. And the reason why it's odd, and I'm not going to do a spoiler alert on this, but because of something her sister did in the book. But anyway, I feel that her sister is toxic. They have a toxic relationship. Her sister is very domineering, and she's always telling her sister what to do and how to feel and all this other stuff. It's something you shouldn't do. And I find that some people say they love you, but they don't know how to love you. And this is one of those things. You think because you're related to a person, of course they love you. But are they loving you in the way they should, or are they loving you in the right way, or are they choosing things for you that they shouldn't? It's just a bunch of questions that go into that. Anyway, I said all this to get to this point. I have picked up the book by Katie Roberts, and I'm so looking forward to reading it. I picked it up about a month ago. It's one of her newer books that came out, and I like her books. And the reason why I like her books is for all the opposite reasons of what I'm going to state or what I read about these other books. Not that I didn't love these books, because I did. With Katie Roberts' books, she does this really, and I don't want to say unique thing, but I find it unique in a sense where I haven't read many books like it. And so many of her books are just like this, where they are respectful. She pays attention to boundaries. The person or the characters are loving unconditionally. They're trying to avoid doing something that the person doesn't like or doesn't want done. They're paying it. It's so many nuances to it. So many nuances to it that make it a great relationship book. Like, it's beyond color, beyond sex. It's just beautiful in that way, and I'm looking forward to reading it. So yes, all of that brought me to just that point. And then the last point I want to make is love should not hurt. Love shouldn't hurt. If you are loving someone the correct way, yes, you're going to go through ups and downs, and yes, you're not going to agree on everything, but it shouldn't hurt. So that is my longer than 2 cents. Thank you so much for listening. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. And that's it. Until next time, guys. Night for now.